Welcome to another video lesson by Redukon Online Learning. I still am your favorite tutor, Saboj. So today we're going to be talking about Kingdom Monera. So you know that we have 5 kingdoms, okay, from Monera to Protista to fungi to Animalia and Plantae. All right. So under this video lesson, we're going to be talking about the introduction. We are going to introduce Kingdom Monera. You're going to know the characteristics. You're going to know the structure of Moneras. You're going to know the nutrition. You're going to know the reproduction in Monera, then the Phyla, and finally the economic importance. All right. So let's dive into today's class. So have you ever wondered why food decay? Have you ever wondered why we fall sick from infections? Have you ever wondered why yogurt is produced? This is as a result of the activity of bacteria, and Monerans are the so-called bacteria. So what is Monera? Kingdom Monera consists of simple microscopic organisms that are unicellular, that is one-celled. They lack a true nucleus and do not possess membrane-bound organelles. So this kingdom contains the simplest living organisms. Examples include the bacteria, the Cyanobacteria, that's the blue-green algae, or called nostoc, and mycoplasma. All right. So what are the characteristics of Monera? How do we know them? First, they are unicellular organisms. They contain only one cell, okay? They are microscopic. They can't be seen with the naked eyes, except with the use of a microscope. Then finally, they have no true nucleus. Genetic materials lie freely in the cytoplasm. Then they possess cell wall made up of peptidoglycans. Unlike maybe plants that have cellulose cell wall, but this one, the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycans. They reproduce sexually. Then they may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. That's based on their nutrition. All right. Then finally, they are found almost everywhere. But on your clothes, in the food you eat, everything, you're going to find bacteria everywhere. Then we look at the structure of the bacterial cell. We are going to see the Vibrios, the cytoplasm, the ribosome, the nucleoid, the inclusions, the plasmid, the Phyla, okay, the flagellum, the cell wall capsule, and the plasma membrane. So we're going to talk about the parts and the functions of the part and the functions of these parts. All right. So first is capsule. What's the function of capsule? For protection. The cell wall, it gives shape and support. Cell membrane, it controls movement of substances in and out of the cell. The cytoplasm, site of metabolic activities. All right. The ribosome for protein synthesis. Nucleoid, it contains DNA, Phyla, and Vibrios for attachment, and flagellum for movement. So next, to talk about nutrition in bacteria. How do bacteria feed? So basically, we have the autotrophic bacteria and the heterotrophic bacteria. So autotrophic bacteria make their own food. So we have 2 types of bacteria under this category. We have the photosynthetic and chemosynthetic bacteria. We have the heterotrophic bacteria. All right. Now, as earlier mentioned, the photosynthetic make their food via sunlight, while the chemosynthetic make their food through chemical substances. For example, the nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Okay. So heterotrophic bacteria depend on external food sources. So we have 3 categories of bacteria here. It's saprophytic, the ones that feed on dead things. All right. Parasitic, the one that doesn't benefit the body, it harms the host. Okay. Then symbiotic bacteria, the one that works hand in hand, is like a give and take relationship. In our subsequent class, we'll be talking about association and symbiosis, parasitism, commensalism, all those things. They are part of association. So let's talk about reproduction in bacteria. How does bacteria reproduce? So bacteria is through binary fission, and it occurs in the following stages. And binary fission does all about when an organism divides into 2. The word binary. Then those 2 organisms divide into 2 again. All right. Now the first stage is DNA replication. The second is cell elongation. Third is cytoplasm division, and the final one is the 2 daughter cell formation. So let's talk about the Phyla under bacteria. There are 2 Phyla, Schizophyta and Cyanophyta. The major differences between the 2 Phyla is that Schizophyta are mainly ordinary bacteria. Okay, they do manufacture their own food. That means they are heterotrophic and they are colorless. While Cyanophytes are blue-green photosynthetic and aquatic bacteria. They live in water and they can make their own food via the sunlight. Examples of Schizophyta is Vibrios cholera. This is the bacteria that is responsible for cholera. All right. Why the example of Cyanophyta is nostoc, oscillatoria, and anabena. All right. So the economic importance of bacteria. How is bacteria useful or how is it harmful? When we talk about economic importance, we are talking about both the advantages and the disadvantages. All right. So useful effect, first of all, first is that it is responsible for decomposition of organic matter. The reason why organic matter will be decomposed into simpler, units is as a result of the action of bacteria. All right. If not, you see the heap of dirt everywhere. So bacteria helps to break down organic matter. Second is nitrogen fixation. Okay, in the root nodules of leguminous plants, you're going to see these bacteria. They fix nitrogen into the soil. All right, so the plants finally use this nitrogen to make food. All right. So thirdly, food production. In the food industry, bacteria is used for producing yogurt, cheese, and vinegar. Now, sewage treatment, and finally, production of antibiotics. Now let's talk about the harmful effects of bacteria. What are the harmful effects of bacteria? How is bacteria harmful, especially to man? First, it causes diseases. Example, cholera, tuberculosis, and typhoid. You are going to find out the bacteria that is in charge of all these three diseases: cholera, tuberculosis, and typhoid. And let us know in the comment section. That's the assignment, guys. So secondly, it causes food spoilage. The reason why your food spoils is because of the action of bacteria. Number three, it causes plant diseases. All right. There are many bacterial diseases in plants. Okay. Then it produces harmful toxins that are both harmful to the environment, to man, to animals and plants at large. So this is for the economic importance of bacteria. And we have come to the end of this class. Do well to like, comment, and share this video to your friends and subscribe to this channel. God bless you.